Man Ray, a surrealist photographer.
Born in Philadelphia in 1890, Man Ray became a pioneering figure in photography despite being self-taught. Spending much of his career in Paris, he redefined photography through innovative techniques like solarization and rayographs. His works, such as Larm's Glass Tears 1932, explored themes of surrealism, Dadaism, and the unconscious. Man Ray's early partnership with poet Adon Lacroix led to the publication of a book of diverse writings in 1915, where he illustrated Lacroix's poems, helping to shape his unique visual style. During his time in New York, he embraced Dadaism, leading to groundbreaking works in both photography and visual art. His influence extended beyond his lifetime, leaving a lasting legacy in modern art and surrealism. Today, Man Ray's innovative contributions continue to inspire artists and photographers worldwide.
Man Ray studied photography during a trip to Paris in 1921, studying with poet Tristan Tzara. Two experimental techniques that Ray often utilized included solarization and photograms. Solarization is a cameraless process that involves partially exposing photographic paper to light during the developing period, creating an image of reverse tonality. Photograms is a process that required Ray to physically place an object on the photographic paper and exposing them to light, resulting in an image of abstract composition and playing with light and shadow in positive and negative space. Ray also explored the use of unusual camera angles, creating visually dynamic images. Ray also used props and other art material within his work.
Man Ray worked with a variety of art mediums. He actually considered himself to be a painter, first and foremost, even though he is more well known for his photography. But throughout every medium, he always sought out to do something unconventional or unexplored. As a member of the Surrealist and Dada movement, Man Ray developed the philosophy that the thoughts behind the piece of paper, or the meaning that he placed in it, was far more important than what the piece actually was, or what techniques were used in creating it. And this applied to all his mediums, photography and otherwise. One notable example is his brief dabbling in airbrush painting. Although that wasn't his primary style, he did spend a good amount of time becoming proficient in airbrush because it felt new to him. Man Ray has been quoted as saying, "It was like painting in 3D. To obtain the desired effects, you had to move the airbrush near or farther from the canvas. Another thing I liked about it was the spontaneous character of the composition. The effect was obtained instantly, and you couldn't correct it afterwards. I was more interested in the idea I wanted to communicate than in the aesthetics of the picture. And here was a way to express my ideas more rapidly than by a painting. I was already trying to get away from painting in the traditional manner." Ray's style can be seen across mediums, and his abstract representations of the human form is similar in both painting and photography.
Some well-known images produced by Ray include the untitled photogram made in 1922, Noir et Blanche created in 1926, Glass Tears created in 1932, Woman with Long Hair created in 1929, and the self-portrait with camera through solarization created in 1932.
While Man Ray is best known for his photography, he was also an influential sculptor, painter, and filmmaker. An example of his sculpture is The Gift in 1921, which is a flat iron with tacks glued to its surface that exemplifies the Dadaist absurdity by transforming a functional object into something strange and unusable. In his paintings, Observatory Times, The Lovers, 1936, that features a giant pair of lips floating in the sky, reminiscent of surrealist dream logic, and The Rope Dancer accompanies Self with Her Shadows, 1960, a work that plays with abstract shapes and movement, prefiguring his photographic experiments with light and shadow. And a filmmaking, Makia in 1926, the title called Leave Me Alone, in Busk, is a non-narrative experimental film featuring disordered faces, spinning objects, and dreamlike transitions reflecting its Dadaist spirit.
World War I's devastation sparked the rise of Dada, and Man Ray was at the forefront, creating experimental works like photograms to challenge traditional art. In the 1920s, Surrealism emerged, and Man Ray's dreamlike images reflected the trauma of war and the unconscious mind. After the Cold War, Man Ray returned to Paris, continuing his innovative art in an era of political tension. His work symbolized artistic freedom amidst global conflict. Through each era, Man Ray's art defined boundaries, leaving a lasting impact on modern creativity.
So what do scholars and historians think about Man Ray? Well, in a section of the Print Collectors newsletter, cultural historian Neil Baldwin writes, Man Ray, then born Raniski, as we finally learn in the Baldwin book, enigmatic, extremely independent and creative, quite a fellow. American, at home abroad, painter, writer, object maker, perhaps the most important multifaceted photographer of the entire century. So from this, we see that Man Ray is a highly admirable figure. His work was inspirational to many, and his complex, multifaceted personality drew people in. He was confident within himself and his work, and many would describe him as artistically ambitious. Man Ray is charismatic, humorous, and loving, a man committed to his crafts, and assuming from the description, a strong artistic collaborator. Man Ray was a brilliant artist who challenged the boundaries of art, adding depth and expanding the artistic realm, which set him apart from anyone else during his time. So what do we think about Man Ray now? Well, modern conversations on Man Ray would most likely highlight his open-mindedness with experimentation. Man Ray was best known for this, as he was always trying new techniques, especially in photography. His innovative techniques are commonly brought up and are still taught and used today, such as his iconic rayograph technique, along with solarization, light painting, and sun rayograph. He revolutionized photography and art further through exploration, which helped the development of visual and conceptual art. His strong influence on photography and visual culture is often referenced in contemporary art discussions, and he is often seen as an artist ahead of his time and a symbol for artistic freedom.